This is Outnumbered. I'm Andrea Tantaros, and here with us today, Harris Faulkner, host of Money with Melissa Francis on our sister network, FBN's Melissa Francis. Jedediah Bila is here, and today's sir.
Yeah, good to have you, Colonel. Thanks for coming back.
This is a tough battlefield.
You think?
I'm not going to lie. I look a little afraid right now.
I don't know. We'll see.
He looks alert.
We'll see
Alert,
if you guys
ready.
can bring it today.
We can
Oh,
handle it.
right.
We
I
can
like it when the
handle
Colonel drops the mic.
Yeah, right? As long as you don't have us doing push-ups, we'll be fine.
Well, that was my body was not ready for 23 degrees.
All right, well, it's heating up in
yeah,
here.
I went for a run through Central Park this morning. It was
Nice.
Wow. Let's run through the rundown
Let's
then.
do
Let's
it.
get to it. As his potential competitors kick the tires, Ted Cruz is jumping. Colonel Allen West, you threw your hat in the ring where a lot of people tried to get you to do it.
Orders, and he was always victorious, and that's how he routed the Persians so easily. So I would kind of wonder, is this the right time to come out? Because now
That front rudder announced, because really, as someone who's worked on campaigns, I thought it was.
Show you're
You've
gonna have
been
to tell.
talking White House.
I dialed back that town hall interview you did on the radio. But anyway, let me say this.
Yeah.
When you and I were watching, you said, yes, everybody has.
If you saw the way that he prowled around on the stage airtime, we all know that that's very hard to do. A lot of that has to do with money. You know, he's got to secure this. His wife, Heidi, went to Harvard Business School. She's a managing director at Goldman Sachs. I mean,
I want to ask you about the Republican field, because
I'm going to have an exploratory committee now, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. That's what people like about him. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. So instead of doing all of those steps, and I
agree.
think that's what people really like about him.
just make sure that
you were right. Yes.
We've seen
and
that.
yeah, I was going to say, we know how that movie ends.
Absolutely. First, I say she does not turn over this server. She has no interest in turning it over, and I don't know that they're going to be able to make her do that. What do you think?
well, if she stayed, and for her to believe that she does not have to, be open and transparent, to me, how can you have someone like that to be the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief? We already have integrity. It's a violation of character.
Now, if she doesn't turn it over,
Democrats, they still think that there's nobody else but Hillary, and they think that this will blow over. And I kind of think it's going to blow over too, Jedediah, because I'm not sure the media is going to stay on this, right? You know, we bump in sometimes with songs that fit the topics here, and the first song that came to mind was En Vogue. Remember that? No, you're never gonna get it. never gonna get it. With the server, you know what's going to happen. She's going to say, oh, I'm sorry, Bill was doing a downward dog and accidentally crunched the server and it broke and I spilled coffee on it and whoopsie daisy. And no one from the DOJ is going to bring charges. And frankly, they're the only ones, this administration, that can bring charges and do something about it. Unless Trey Gowdy is going to like cat crawl into Chappaqua and get it himself, which I just don't think is going to happen.
Well, and the other thing, there are two ways to let a house burn. You can put water on it or you can watch it burn. I wonder if they're going to stand back if the house starts to burn and just not throw water on it.
well, I don't know that Elizabeth Warren has widespread appeal. I mean,
Guidelines. I mean, you know, she's just licking her chops and loving it. As you have the Boston Globe. West say at the very beginning of the show, the way to win a war is to sit back, let your opponent take the field, get out there, get in position, take the shots, then you move out.
Absolutely. And the other thing is that the White House, the Obamas are a footnote. Well, in full disclosure, I'm married to a Jamaican, and if you remember the In Living Color,
hilarious.
I think that you are seeing
40% of the people out there. You think, Jedediah?
I think it's also about just a different generation. I mean, my dad still and moms and grandmas and grandpas.
Yeah.
They're staying.
Back to my dad, the Colonel, and what he.
I think this is a mixed bag. Greatest thing.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, it's definitely, what does it mean for millennials? I mean, you're someone who has a lot of experience with young people.
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge. You know, when people say, well, there's a ladder to climb, they say, well, where's the first step? How do I get there? So that sense definitely does exist among them.
Well, we figured that out a lot on our own. I mean, it is first fabulous, but you could have anybody, right? What are your
Anyone
thoughts?
could be Wonder Woman. I mean, we watched every single episode. They have a certain appeal.
he wanted to get
Lasso of
when you were talking about
Yeah.
But getting back to
Wonder
just
Man.
body types here, boy, we are really focused on this as a society.
Yeah.
We are. I think she looks great. I don't think she's too skinny. I don't think her breasts are too small. I think she's beautiful. And I know she doesn't
so
look
is Linda
exactly
Carter.
like Linda Carter. But Linda Carter, come on, she's a total 10. I mean, she
36 or larger and 24. I don't know.
And
I mean,
Wonder
maybe that's
Woman-
the conversation we need to have.
Wonder Woman's not supposed to be a bodybuilder. She's a goddess. She has innate. Nobody complains about that, but I think she'd make a great
yeah,
Wonder
no
Woman.
one was like comparing George Clooney's
Yeah.
pectoral muscles and like putting them out.
No,
Like,
that
oh,
was
I was.
massive.
We
Oh,
gotta
wait,
go.
never
Colonel,
mind, sorry.
Thanks for being here. You're going to stick with us for
Thank you.
Outnumbered Overtime on the web, foxnews.com/outnumbered. Click on that Overtime tab where you're sitting there. Noon tomorrow, Eastern for us back then. Now.